Hey guys, Andrew Marsh here with DrewFit.com. I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the single most important thing that you can be doing for your health beginning today. And I really hope that you guys take this into consideration and make it a practice that you do consistently on a daily basis. And that is the importance of getting morning sunlight. Now, to put things into perspective, I want to make it very clear that the human body by design has these things called melanopsin receptors. Now, these melanopsin receptors are built within our eyes and our skin. So by design, that is telling me that the human body was made to be out in the sun and utilizing all the frequencies that it has. Now, the reason why it gets a bad name is because people are not utilizing the way it should be. And the way it should be utilized is that you're getting exposure morning, noon, and night, and everything in between. And that's the reason why it is dangerous, is because a lot of us are only getting sunlight from a specific time, say around noon to 2 p.m., which is probably the worst time to be getting it if that's the only sun that you're getting. And to put this into perspective, you have to understand, like I was talking about, the sun emits different wavelengths and frequencies and color temperatures. So morning, the color temperature measured by Kelvin, the morning sunlight is emitting 1200 Kelvin, maybe above or below that. So it's not too strong. But when you go out in the noon sunlight, noon to 2 p.m., it will be emitting around 5500 Kelvin. So to really put this into perspective, you have to get morning sunlight so you can really tell your body what time of the day it is by resetting your circadian biological clock. And you're also absorbing certain rays that help you absorb the sun rays later in the day, as compared to when you go out there without the morning sunlight, it's going to be damaging for your health because you missed those sun rays in the morning. So with that being said, why morning sunlight? Well, morning sunlight is going to be highest in UVA and IRA. So ultraviolet A and infrared A is going to be heaviest in the morning. And what this does essentially is that it helps create melatonin in your body. So melatonin, we all know as the sleep hormone. So when you get an increase in melatonin, and this is benefit number one, you're going to notice a much better night of sleep, more quality sleep, deeper sleep. But what melatonin also does that a lot of people don't talk about is that it helps regulate over 100 plus hormones within the body. So very, very important that we get this, because melatonin can't be created through the sun other than morning sunlight. So you can't try to go out there around 2 p.m. and expect that you're going to get this increase in melatonin. So that is why morning sunlight is important, number one. Number two is that it helps increase dopamine levels. And I think we can all agree that today we are living in a low dopamine epidemic, meaning we have people with anxiety disorders and depression disorders, and that is just skyrocketing. And what that means essentially is people are either anxious about the future or they're still living in the past, being depressed. And when you have an increase in dopamine, really this allows you to live in the moment and be happy and joyful in the moment. And it's really that reward chemical in the brain. And when that gets regulated, things like depression and anxiety really just dissipate. So increase in dopamine, that's going to be benefit number two. Benefit number three is that it increases electrons. Now, if you know anything about electrons and having a healthy human body, you will notice that the healthier the body, the more increase in electrons that it has. But if it's a sicker body, it has lower amount of electrons within the body. So the way we can increase electrons within our body is through diet, through drinking healthy water, but more importantly, we can get it from the Earth's magnetic field and utilizing the sun appropriately, specifically morning sunlight. And the reason why we want an increase in electrons is because it keeps our mitochondria healthy. And the mitochondria use this flow of electrons to really keep the cells healthy and the body healthy overall. But what this is called is the electron chain transport. So if you do not have a healthy electron chain transport, then your health is going to be slowly depleting. So that's benefit number three, is an increase in electrons. Number four is that it helps increase vitamin D. And I'm sure we've all heard of this, that you need to get out in the sun because it helps increase vitamin D. But what they don't tell you is that you need morning sunlight. Like I was talking about, if you want to get the benefit all the benefits from the sun, you have to get all spectrums of the sun, meaning morning, noon, night, everything in between. So if you're missing morning sunlight and you're expecting to increase your vitamin D levels by getting sunlight in the afternoon, that is not going to happen because you're missing out on those vital frequencies that help you absorb the sun later on in the day. So if you're not getting morning sunlight, you can basically just say that's not going to happen with increasing vitamin D. So that is benefit number 4. Now, I can get into a lot more benefits, but I really want to drive this point home today because I think this one will really get you to take action and really want to get outside in the morning sunlight. And that is from, this is actually a quote from Dr. Jack Kruse on one of his most recent podcasts, and that is, AM or morning sunlight controls the circadian biology, which controls every single process within the body. Now, if that doesn't make you want to get out in the sun every single day, I don't know what will. Basically what that says is if you get out in the morning sunlight, your body is going to be functioning as it should because it's responsible for everything in your body. So with that being said, that's basically all the benefits. Now I want to get you into how do you use the morning sunlight appropriately. Well, it's pretty simple. So the type of morning sunlight that you're going to want to see is from sunrise to about 10 a.m., maybe 11 a.m., but really try to see the sunrise if you can every single day. And you're going to want to do this with no sunglasses, no prescription glasses, and no contact lenses, because a lot of these things block a lot of the frequencies and sun rays that the sun is emitting. So when you get out in the morning sun, you want to make sure you're free of any glasses or contact lenses. If you go to work and you drive in contact lenses, what you're going to want to do is bring your case and contact solution with you. And when you go out to see the morning sun, take your contacts out and do the thing right there. And another thing you're going to want to do is expose as much of your skin and your eyes as you possibly can. Now, with that being said, some people might be at work, so you may not be able to take your shirt off, but if you have the option to, take your shirt off, try to wear shorts if you can, and when you're looking at the sun, I don't want you to look directly into the sun, I want you to gaze around the sun. So say the sun's hitting you like this, try to maybe look off into the distance to the side of the sun and then the other side of the sun and let it hit you that way. I don't want you to look directly into it because that could cause damage and maybe blindness, so be very safe when doing this. And then the last thing I want to leave you with is try to get at least 5 to 20 minutes of morning sunlight exposure on a daily basis, and that's very simple to do. But if you're working outside, you're going to notice the most benefits because you're going to be outside from, I don't know, maybe sunrise to 10 a.m. all in the sun, and that is when you are going to get the most benefits. So obviously the more morning sun the better, but if you can only get minimal, get at least 5 to 20 minutes if you can. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you take this information into account and really start to implement this into your daily life. But that's it for today, guys, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, share, comment, or leave me feedback for future videos you would like to see. It would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed.